Hello, hello Lahore. I'm very happy to be here for the past 2 days. I must say, I feel my heart is beating faster and it's full of energy because I see a lot of energy in this heart of not just Pakistan, but the cultural heart of the entire region. I think what I see in this room and in so many other halls throughout the conference in the past 2 days, my belief for democracy, for human rights, for press freedom, for freedom of speech has become much more stronger thanks to so many of you, thanks to so many of the speeches here and so many of the speakers who have participated in the event. I think South Asia is this big family where we have so much in common. Look at our history, look at our culture. Somebody mentioned poetry. And of course, whoever comes to Lahore, how can you not talk about, Iqbal and how much he has contributed to the culture of this region that we feel being part of it. Democracy has a lot of enemies in our region. I understand this is a very difficult hour for all of us, particularly for us as Afghans. I must say, I understand you have a lot of reservations about what's happening here, but don't take whatever you have for granted. This is something that you should be proud of. What I've seen in the past couple of days is something real in Pakistan, and you can build on that. I think the enemies of democracy in our region, starting from Afghanistan to Pakistan to India to Bangladesh, is a long list of issues and people and governments and power and corruption. But how can you deal with that? I would probably focus on that a little bit. I think we are stuck in this region with our very nationalistic views. I think our governments and those in power throughout South Asia would like us to think very narrow and to think in boxes, while we live in this big house, but we are somehow locked up in small rooms where interactions are very limited. A family is made, a big house, a family is made of every member of that family, not one particular individual. I think what we need to do in South Asia is to have initiatives, cross-border initiatives and engagement which is not just limited to government interactions. I understand how difficult it has been for some of the speakers who wanted to come here either from India or from Afghanistan, but that can tell us so much about who doesn't want, of course, the people of this very rich and culturally connected region to interact. So Afghanistan, unfortunately, has the rise and fall of democracy in the past 20 years in particular is probably a very sad experience at this stage. But I must say that this does not mean that the Afghans do not believe in pluralism. This does not mean that the Afghans do not believe in accountability. This does not mean that the Afghans do not believe to hold power into account. I think for that, we need to learn from each other's experiences. In the area of media that I work at, there is the way we get information from, let's say, from Pakistan, or Pakistanis get information from Afghanistan or about India or other countries in this region, it comes from Western perspectives and Western lenses. So, and the way we travel to our region, we have to go to the Gulf to come to another country. Basically, this means that we have a lot to work on. We have a lot to prioritize and focus in order to make this region far more interconnected. How can a flower flourish in a desert? Either we all succeed or we all fail. If democracies succeed in Europe or in the Western world, it's not because of just one player. I think it's because of collective success and collective effort. So that's probably my message here, that it's for all of us as one big South Asian family to think big, especially for the younger generation. I understand every time somebody talks about rights, somebody talks about inclusion and inclusiveness, I feel the hearts of all of you who praise those words. So as a region where majority of the people in South Asia are made by the youngsters, I think for your future, it is very, very important to first appreciate what you have, second, build on it, third, have a wider regional view. Thank you.